Bruh, if you do not see the soul in my pores, I don't even know. Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Yes, I know, we're not gonna talk about it. We're not. But can we finally appreciate a good quality camera? Because I am so appreciating this right now. The fact that I have the opportunity to be able to buy myself an amazing camera and suffice myself with the correct quality that I want to suffice myself, I feel so blessed. I need to get ready with you guys while I film makeup conspiracies. The following makeup conspiracies that I'm going to talk about as I do my makeup are conspiracies that I developed over my 6 years of experience. No, I do not work at a makeup lab. No, I've never produced my own product. So maybe one day when I do, I might get the answers to these questions. So without further ado, come join me while I do my makeup and talk about makeup. So while I'm doing makeup, I'm going to explain what I'm doing vaguely because this is not about the makeup application that I'm doing. I'm going to be mostly talking about the conspiracies, so bear with me here. The first thing I'm going to be doing is adding a little bit of Caprice. This is specifically the Quench and Glow Serum. I'm running out. I actually got this in BoxyCharm and I'm so sad because it's a little expensive and I have to repurchase, and I do need it. Like, it makes the difference when I apply my foundation. Next, I'm going to be applying my moisturizer, which I will not show on camera because the packaging is destroyed from how much I throw it around. But specifically, I'm using the Post-Quam moisturizer for all skin types. Today, specifically, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This one is in shade 118. I don't know if you guys can see it. I have the camera on autofocus because that's how I was able to format it. I followed some old guy that looked like he knew about something about cameras, and I formatted my camera all in the settings. I don't know what I did, but he said it's good to make videos, and apparently it is good to make videos because I think I look real good right now, but we're gonna look even better. My first conspiracy actually has to do with foundation and concealer, which is the next step of this look. I'm going to be using a Sigma F75 brush, and I'm just going to be brushing on the foundation first. I'm going to go ahead and apply my concealer. I'm using the Pretty Vulgar concealer. Next, I'm going to be using another concealer. This is specifically the Maybelline Superstay Concealer, just to brighten up some areas. And now starts the conspiracies. So my first conspiracy, as I blend out my foundation, is that foundation and concealer are the same thing. Yes, I understand they come in specific packaging, you know. Foundation obviously comes in a bigger packaging than concealer. And I know what you guys are gonna say, oh, but there's different consistencies in concealers and there's different consistencies for foundation. Yes, but what if, and hear me out, what if a company makes a foundation with full coverage and then it uses the same foundation formula, just adds a little bit more coverage. Hence, there goes the foundation difference between the concealer. The only thing that I feel like they change in concealers is, well, the consistency. I feel like that they originally just come out of the foundation formula and then they turn it into concealer. Put it in a different bottle, and bam, you have your concealer and foundation. So that's one of the conspiracies I have. For example, and this is not calling out any company at all, If Tarte made a very lightweight foundation, but then they wanted something that covered up the under eye a little bit more, hence they added Tarte Shape Tape to their formulations. Now there are companies that have no shame, and I've seen it, that they have the foundation and they have their corresponding concealer that is the same formulation of their foundation, just in a smaller bottle. I don't know if that's something I don't notice because I'm a makeup artist and I've used makeup for such a long time, but I just feel like foundation and concealer are the same thing, and the industry is just trying to fool us. And if I can buy a $38 concealer that has the packaging of a foundation, why would you do that to me? Why would you overcharge me for less product when it's basically the same product? Now I'm going to set this baby with some Pretty Vulgar, the Powder Room Matte About It translucent powder. Alright, so another theory I have about translucent powder, I guess. This is not on my list because I have a list here because I will get off track and I will overfilm. Is that translucent powder is just regular old powder with no pigment. It's just the base. Just powder, no pigment. Having no pigment means no coverage, just mattifies, pickups all your oils. And I've never worked at a makeup factory, so I would not know the reality of this. Guys, if you do work at a factory, please comment down below and tell me the truth. Tell me if it's all a lie, if they're just, the industry's just lying to us, because I just feel like it is. Next, I'm going to be using an eyeshadow as contour. I'm not going to show you guys the packaging of this product on the outside because she looks a little funky. But this product, I don't even know or think that Lime Crime even sells this anymore. I got this as a gift in the makeup show Orlando last year. Which, by the way, are we having any makeup shows this year? Corona? I hope so. And I'm going to be using that eyeshadow right here as my contour. Which comes to my next theory. Is contour, bronzer, blush, and eyeshadow all the same thing? I feel like everything that is powder is all the same thing. The only thing they change is obviously the level of pigmentation. The finish, of course, is very important. And the pot size. Because if it's for a bigger area of the face, you could use a bigger pot size. Hence, charge more. Because you call it bronzer and because you call it blush. The only thing they change is obviously the level of pigmentation. The finish, of course, is very important. And the pot size. Because if it's for a bigger area of the face, you could use a bigger pot size. Hence, charge more. Now, one of the reasons I also think that this theory is real is because I've personally, not just on my face, but on clients, used eyeshadow for everything. Because when I'm doing makeup and I'm in a hurry, especially when I have to do multiple people, I try to find a palette or two palettes maybe that do most of the work. Why? Because I don't want to reach around and take out 1,000 products to be able to do just 2 people or 5 people. I want to have one product that I can sanitize between each client and that I could just continually use over and over and over. Next, I'm going to be using the Nightingale eyeshadow palette from Pretty Vulgar. Yes, I'm using a lot of Pretty Vulgar things because I have BoxyCharm, and BoxyCharm is the best way to shop for makeup. Another makeup artist trick that you guys might not know. The retail value of a BoxyCharm is crazy, and it's so worth the $21 a month. So guys, not that I work for BoxyCharm, but guys, get BoxyCharm. Pay the $20. If you love makeup, just do it. I guess let me talk about another conspiracy now that I already magically have my brows on. That eyeshadow does not last long enough. Pomade is more expensive. Any type of eyebrow cream is probably harder to control sometimes, especially people that are new at makeup. So guys, if you want if you like eyeshadow and you want to continue using eyeshadow because pomade is too difficult for you, but you want the longevity of a pomade or even more, guys, get yourself some Duraline. Now this is an artist secret. A lot of artists know exactly what I'm talking about. Duraline is such an amazing product because it turns anything waterproof. So this turns your eyeshadow waterproof. This turns your eyeshadow into liquid lipstick. This turns your foundation waterproof. It does so many things. So guys, if you want to change your life, even if you're not an artist, buy some Duraline and explore it. Do some cool stuff with it. It really makes a difference. Moving on to my eye area, I'm going to be using a little bit of P. Louise base, which is my favorite eyeshadow base for on-camera purposes, not for long wearing purposes, because I have extremely oily eyelids. I have an extremely oily T-section, so P. Louise is very creamy, does not last on my eyelids, but it's amazing to do cut creases, and it's especially amazing on camera. Don't know why. I'm going to be carving out my brows with this, like if this was concealer. Which, by the way, again, conspiracy that P. Louise might just be concealer. Because, besides the fact it might get a little tacky sometimes, obviously for eyeshadow, it's amazing, amazing coverage. Even the ones that are colored. Look at the coverage on these lids right now. This is why I feel like P. Louise can be concealer. And I haven't tried it under my eye, but I will. And we'll probably make a video. Alright, another conspiracy theory that a lot of people have is that expensive makeup is better makeup than less expensive makeup. I've never worked at a makeup factory, but I can tell you this. Working with makeup students or future makeup students or students that are developing into makeup artists, I've noticed that it has nothing to do with the price range of the product. All it really has to do is what works for that artist or that consumer. Sometimes it will work for me, but it won't work for the student, and sometimes it will work for the student and it won't work for me. So what it really comes down to is what product you like and what works for you and what works for your pocket. For my eyeshadow, I'm going to be using the Violet Voss Essentials palette. I'm not going to show you the front because it is very used and very rubbed off. But like you guys know, Violet Voss Essential palette. Again, BoxyCharm. And I'm going to be using the shade Dusty Rose. It's a very soft, rosy color. I'm also going to be applying that same color on my cheeks as my blush. Now I'm going to be using the color Cinnamon, and I'm going to put that right in the center of my crease. I am using the Morphe Jeffree Star collection brushes to blend. I have a weird crease that I developed on this eye. I think I'm the only one that sees it. And I don't know why, but it happened around my 20s. Because I did not have this when I was a teenager. I don't know what happened. Guys, this is the most basic look I've probably ever done on camera because, like I said, this video was mostly towards the conspiracies that I've developed over the years of makeup. I'm gonna add a little bit of black in my outer corner, and I'm gonna mix a little bit of cinnamon again, kind of to dye it down so it's not so black. Black is a very difficult color to work with, so if you are actually following this tutorial, which you're probably not, you're probably sitting in your bed right now, eating some food while you watch me, which is perfectly fine because that's what YouTube is for, right? Entertainment. I got you. Are you entertained yet? I'm gonna add a little bit of black in my outer corner, and I'm gonna mix a little bit of cinnamon again, kind of to dye it down so it's not so black. Black is a very difficult color to work with, so if you are actually following this tutorial, which you're probably not, you're probably sitting in your bed right now eating some food while you watch me, which is perfectly fine because that's what YouTube is for, right? Entertainment. I got you. I'm gonna get an Alamar Cosmetics blending brush, and I'm going to lighten up the front of my lid a little bit. I don't want to do a cut crease. I don't want to get into that right now. I'm like over cut creases. I love cut creases, but no, not for today's video, guys. I'm sorry if I'm coming back to YouTube. I'm gonna do something simple. I'm gonna do something that everyone can do. And cut creases take a lot of practice, and not everyone has the practice to do that. So we'll get to that in another video. Okay, so I've removed some excess P. Louise base off my Sigma brush, and I'm going to be using cream in that palette. We're just going to cream it up in here. Ooh. You know, now that I think about it, I would have used sand and cinnamon for my contour, but we'll do that for the next video. Alright, for the bottom of my lashes, I'm going to be using the same shades I used in my crease on the bottom. Don't make the face. Don't make the face. Alright guys, I have removed a little bit of that shimmer off my brush. Make sure there's no shimmer because now I'm going to go matte and use cinnamon right under my lash line, and I'm mixing it with a little bit of black. And I love how they named that color just black. Thank you for just naming it black. You didn't have to get creative. You're gonna be noticing me doing this a lot. I tend to use very little amount of brushes because I'm so traumatized of brush cleaning after a large event. So even on myself, I try not to use a lot of brushes. I'm going to be using the same brush I cleaned off the black, and I'm going to highlight my brow bone right here. Give myself a lot of bit of highlight. We are going to continue to use cream to highlight my inner corner. Same brush. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of cream eyeshadow right there. Give myself a little bit of a glow. I'm going to create my own eyeliner with Duraline. I'm going to grab a little bit of Duraline and I'm just going to put it on the top of my palette. And with the color black in the same Violet Voss palette, which I've almost used for my whole face, we are going to do our eyeliner. We are going to be using a Sigma E10 brush. I'm just going to line our eyes. When you can't find your eyeliner, you must have Duraline. Oh, okay. We're gonna be dramatic today, unintentionally. I did not want that to go that long, but it's gonna happen. Alright guys, so now I'm going to go ahead and apply my lashes. I'm using Greek Goddess lashes. If you guys follow me on Instagram, it is literally the only lashes I use because the band I can use over and over and over. I was going to use my Athena's, but my Athena's died on me. So I will be using, I forgot what style this is, but They're a little bit more thick and dramatic. I'll show you guys. Probably can't see. You'll be seeing them on my eyes. This is not the style Athena. They still look gorgeous though. Guys, they still look beautiful. But if you go on my Instagram, you'll definitely see why I like the Athena more. And if you want to purchase the Athenas, which I highly recommend, go on the link on my bio on my Instagram, and there is the store to buy them. Alright guys, so I have a little bit of Duraline left on the little mix I had that is not dirty. So I'm going to mix it with Dusty Rose, which is the same color I used on my crease, with a little bit of Duraline to make my lipstick with the eyeshadow. Color harmony. Color harmony. I need you all to appreciate the fact that I have not done my hair since quarantine, and I've had it in a bun and a sock bun and a knot bun, whatever you want to call it, for 3 months. And I did my hair today to look this cute for the camera today. Only today. Probably tomorrow I'll have it back in a bun, but please appreciate this moment. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my YouTube channel, my abandoned YouTube channel full of cobwebs. But I really wanted to make a quality video, and I wanted to try to be as me as possible. And this is just me. If you were sitting right here in front of me while I was doing my makeup, this would literally be me. Just me. But I wanted to get something with a little bit more quality, because if you go back to a couple of my videos, they're not that great. So we're getting better as the time goes by. I have everything I need to film, so there's no more excuses of the fact that you're not filming. It's because I don't want to. And I do a lot of things throughout the day, and now that we're in quarantine, I actually work more than when I wasn't in quarantine. And they don't understand why, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Again, thank you guys so much for sitting down and doing this tutorial with me, or sitting down and just eating and watching me, because that's fine too. I love you guys all. Thank you so much. I will see you guys on the next one. If you want a specific video, request it on the bottom on the comments, and I'll go ahead and make an effort to make it. Thank you guys so much. Love you all. Bye!